y'all, welcome and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Morgan, and here we do a little bit of all things creepy. But specifically this month, we are doing nothing but reading scary stories that you guys have sent in. So, I am super excited for this month. This is my favorite series that I do, and you guys have sent in some scary stuff. So with that being said, if you would like to send me a story to read, please send it to the email in the description, and I'm also going to put it up on the screen here. But in the description, you will also find podcast episode links and social media episode links. Social media links. What's happening to my brain? To start this one off, though, actually, I'll make that a dedicated video. I had something really creepy happen to me yesterday, and I told you guys that I would be sprinkling in some of my stories. I might tell that one tomorrow, because it's truly one of the scariest things that I've ever experienced. I don't know if it was a walker or something that mimics, or I don't know, but it's a lot, and I do want to share that story. But we won't do that today. Today we're going to be reading your stories, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So this first one starts out, it's like a continuation. Kind of the first one they sent me. Something ended up being underneath this person's bed. It grabbed them, and they injured their ankle. So this is called It's Under the Bed Part 2. This would also happen several times in 2024, and this is why I had such a relaxed reaction to why when I felt a high five and kick from under my bed. I also feel the need to add that my bed is off of the ground, but the only thing that can fit under there is my cat Sebastian, and he has trouble. He's pretty chunky. Whatever is under my bed has also grabbed my ankle and gives me a gentle tug. While startling, it's not with ill intent. It's usually just to wake me up before I roll off of bed. Prayer cards. I have a question. How would you feel about a house you're looking into buying, and as you walk through, there are prayer cards or stickers all over? I mean everywhere, at every door, on the bottom of every light switch. Pyrrha, that is the loudest toy that you have. It's fine. If you guys hear the rattle, I'm sorry, she's playing with a toy. I don't want to take it from her. They're on every light switch. They're on every medicine cabinet. My question after I saw them had always been why. The house ghost is nice and is rarely even noticeable. Yes, this is the house that I live in now that we've gotten in 2017. The most the house ghost does is clear their throat every once in a while, when they'd like something done or would like to be acknowledged. When we'd asked the prior owner, she stumbled for a while, and you could tell that she was thinking on what to say. I think she gave a half-truth as to why, and said it was about her health. Her health wasn't great, but she acted as if she was afraid to say that she'd had something happen. It almost makes me wonder if she'd upset the house ghost, as we had to do a lot of renovations to get it up to code. Okay, so let's talk about that one really quick. So, it's different, and maybe it's because I come from the South, and I'm used to walking into a house and seeing a lot of religious stuff in there. I don't really think it would make me question anything. Now, maybe if it was one particular area in the house that was just like, okay, think of the room from the first Conjuring where all that stuff happened in the girls' rooms and there was crosses everywhere. Maybe. That did happen in the Conjuring, right? Anyways, you guys know what I mean. Maybe that would be cause for concern. I really don't think it would throw up any red flags for me if I just saw religious stuff. But it is possible that they did upset the house spirit. Intuition. This took place when I was in middle school around 2005 to 2006. But it wasn't me, it was my mom. She was driving me to school and we'd stopped at a red light. This was a main street. We were chatting like normal, then she got really quiet. I didn't think too much of it. If anything, I thought she might still be tired. The light turned green, but Mom didn't go. People were honking, but she stayed. Just as I opened my mouth to ask, why aren't you going? A truck going probably 80 blew through the red light. If she'd gone, it would have hit the passenger side, and I probably would have ended both of our lives. Did she ever, say anything? Was she ever oh, I had a bad feeling or something? Or did she just, kind of lock in and wasn't able to move? Oh my god. Alright, next story. I've recently started watching your videos. I love horror movies and have also recently started finding an interest in Appalachia, even though I live in Australia. This may not be the scariest thing that happened, but in the moment I was terrified, and I'm still thinking about it. Even though I don't get scared by movies easily, I'm still terrified to walk around my house at night. I'm scared that I'll look outside to see a face looking back, and I always feel like I'm not alone. I've probably watched one too many Life of Luxury videos, but still. So, this was around 2 to 3 weeks ago. I was walking around my house at 1 to 2 in the morning, waiting in the kitchen as I brewed some tea. The blinds were open and it was pitch black outside, so I distracted myself by watching TikToks. and softly singing Don't Fear the Reaper, the hymn version, it's better, to myself, and as I opened the fridge I started laughing and said out loud to myself that it was kind of funny how I was singing about not fearing death when anything could come out and get me. I scrolled and the video that popped up jump scared me. I didn't scream, but I jumped and looked up, and in the reflection of the white laundry door there was something behind me. I'm sure of it. A tall dark figure that was only there for 0.2 seconds maybe. And then I looked behind me and it was gone. That all happened within 30 seconds, by the way. Usually I'd classify it as my mind, and maybe it was, but I got this strange feeling of dread as I walked back to the bedroom. This made me think of two separate occasions. One was how when I was a toddler I would apparently talk about the lady in the hallway. While I don't remember that, I always remember being scared to look down the hall into my sister's room, or my room at the time probably, especially if the light was off. The second thing I thought about was the Beechworth Asylum. I hadn't thought about it in ages, and it felt strange that my mind immediately jumped to it. In 2022, my mom and I went on a ghost tour there, and I remember seeing a shadowy tall figure in the medical room, one that looked strangely like the one from before. Sure, this could all be nothing. I'm pretty paranoid, so I wouldn't be surprised if my mind was playing tricks on me, but this incident has still left me scared walking through my house at night. I've had 2 nightmares where I've just been chased by something unseen only to fall into sharp objects like syringes and knives. I mean, it's entirely possible that during that tour something followed you and just kind of lays dormant until it doesn't. If you haven't done a cleansing, I would consider doing that. I don't know if it's negative inherently, but yeah, I would cut that attachment for sure. Alright, next story. Hi Morgan, I've previously sent a story about my dad and my sister Layla, but I have one more story that just happened today, and I apologize if this is written badly. I was out on a walk at around 8:30 tonight, and me and my mom were going to do 2 trails, one short one and one half of a long one. The short trail has a street, a median, and another street before you get to the other side where the other path is, sort of like 3 lines. We were coming back from the one on the left side of the road away from our house, and we saw a woman who seemed to be power walking. She was moving abnormally slow and sort of flapping her arms and hiking her knees up. A car started coming and she moved from the bike lane up onto the sidewalk with us. She made it a point to turn away from us so we couldn't see her face. When she turned to look, it was as if she was walking in place. I shrugged it off and went across the street to get into the median with my mom. We're on the way home now. And I whispered, "The lady walked interestingly." And my mom whispered back, "Walk her." We get to the other side of the street and turn around, and the lady's frozen in time, staring right at us, not blinking or moving. Me and my mom turn to run and start walking home and just ignore it. We both turn back within 10 seconds and she's gone. Literally not on the road or sidewalk or median, just gone. It was also 60 degrees outside and she was wearing a tank top and shorts. Meanwhile, I was cold in a long black sweatpants and a hoodie. It may not be paranormal, but it definitely scared us either way. Keep up the good work on your channel. Also, another note, this is from Arizona. That sounds like you hit the nail on the head with that one. That's very similar to what happened to me yesterday. I am going to make a whole video on it and probably upload it tomorrow because it was a lot. But, oh my god. This one's short and it has pictures. This story takes place around 14 years ago before I had met him. His name is Grimm. At the time I'm writing this, he is 29, but the story is weird and has us both stumped. One day, he was with his friends at his house, and they were at his friend's room just messing about on the computer like a normal teen would. Then, one second, he had seen something in the corner of his eye. He said it looked like an antelope, like had horns on the skin of an oak wood, smooth texture. He told me that it had no eyes and no ears. When he went to bed, he said that he would see the same thing in his dream or nightmare. It hadn't happened since then, up until about now. I've done some research and found that it's not a windy boy, not a fae, or a fleshy. He doesn't live near any forests. He lives in Colorado. Below are the pictures that he sent me in order to describe it. If you could email me back on what you think it is or make a video about it, that would be so nice. I enjoy your videos and TikToks. They're always so fun to watch and listen to. It could. No, you said you don't live near any. Okay. I'm stumped if you don't live near any forest, because I was going to say it could be just like a protector of the woods. I don't know. Does anyone in the comments have any idea what that could be? Like, if I sat down and did research, and I wish I had time to, I'll probably do an update on this because I'm editing this today and getting it up at noon, and it's like 9:40 in the morning right now, so there's no way I'm going to have time. But, I will probably do some research and loop back to this, but give me your theories below. Anyways, with that being said, I guess we're going to wrap up here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you tomorrow with probably one of my own stories.